to Treat Women by Drew Miser Wilkerson. You have to treat women with respect. Women don't want to be treated differently because they are a different gender. This goes for everyone when I say, treat everyone the way you would want to be treated. You have to treat women as if they were just like you. They also want to feel loved. Women like to help with things, so let them. That goes with treat them the same as you. Every once in a while, women want their me time, and when that happens, it is imperative that you give them their space. During their me time, if they ask you to do anything, you do it in a blink of an eye. Also, women have their expectations. If she expects you to do something, you better do it. Women like to look pretty, so if you're expecting to go somewhere, add a little time to your schedule for them to get pretty. You always have to treat women with respect. There are no exceptions to treating women with respect. That goes back to treat them the way you would want to be treated. When a woman is going through a hard time, give them comfort. Let them know you care. That goes back to give them love. Always show them that you care. This is by far the most important thing in this paper. Do not forget your anniversary. If you forget that, it's game over. It is imperative that you do not forget that. If you do, dogs will stop barking, cats will stop meowing, and children will stop playing, and the entire world will be put into a standstill. If you do remember, plan something nice, like a surprise dinner or something. She would very much appreciate that. Never try to read a woman. You're always going to read wrong. Only a woman can read a woman. They may say women are the easiest ones to read. It's a lie. You always have to treat a woman the same as if you normally do. Don't be off and on with the way you treat them. Keep your love to them consistent. Consistency is the key to happiness. Being happy one minute and then mad the next is bad consistency. If anything big happens in their life, for better or for worse, give them a big hug. Savor that hug because your life is about to change too. Again, you always have to treat them with respect. That goes back to staying consistent. Never get into an argument with them. They always win. Even if they are wrong, they still win. It is foolish to get into an argument with a woman. That goes back to treating them with respect. If you treat them with respect, you don't have to worry about getting into an argument. If you are foolish enough to get into an argument, you're done. Game over. I believe respect is the key to everything. If you truly respect the woman you love, you will never have conflict and you will almost always have happiness. Respect must always have consistency. You have to stay consistent with respect. Again, you can be off and on with it. Women would like a little surprise dinner or a gift every now and again. Women want to be treated the same as you were treated. They don't want to be treated differently than you. They want to be treated the same. They don't want to be treated better or worse just because they're a woman. They want to be treated the exact way you're being treated. Women also like taking charge of projects. So let's say you're building a backyard deck. She would like to say in it and how it looks and all that jazz. So do the deck together. When talking to a woman, always be respectful and polite. Being polite is also very key to your happiness. Women like a man that can be polite and respectful. Respect is everything. You're not respectful to her, she's not happy. If she's not happy, you're definitely not happy at all. If you're not respectful to her, you're negative happy. If you're ever going to the store, always ask if she needs something. Make a list so that you don't forget. If you forget after you ask what she wanted, she will hold that against you. So make a list. If you're going to buy something over $200, always ask. That goes back to treat her the way you would want to be treated. If you wouldn't be okay with it, don't expect her to be okay with it. That goes back to expectations. If you're expected to do something, do it, and don't be off and on with expectations. That goes back to consistency. You always have to stay consistent with everything you do. If you don't stay consistent, then it could be taken as, you don't love me anymore, or it could be taken as giving mixed signals, which isn't good at all. Being respectful one minute and being rude the next isn't good. That goes back to being respectful. If you're not respectful, that's bad. It's bad to always be respectful. Meaning, don't be rude and always be polite. Being polite is key because if you aren't polite to her, then you aren't going to be polite to her friends. Which brings us to our next subject, her friends. You always have to be polite to her friends. If you're not, again, it's game over. Always be kind to her friends. Never say something you wouldn't say to your mother. Always listen. If they find out they were talking and you weren't listening, it'll be bad. Always listen to them, and above all, be respectful to them. Always tell a woman that you love them. Always have to know that. If you don't tell them enough, they may think you don't love them. But say it too much, or they think you're lying to them. Find the perfect medium of I love yous. I say when you wake up and go to school, say I love you. When you come home, say it. And somewhere in between, you should say it again. Always stand by her decisions. If you don't like one of her decisions, talk about it together. Don't raise your voice or she'll take it as a threat. And then it's game over. And that goes back to never get into an argument with a woman. She will always win. Even when she's wrong, she will win the argument. If you respect her and her decisions, you shouldn't get into arguments. That goes back to respect. Always respect her, not just sometimes, all the time. It can't be an on and off thing. It has to stay consistent. That goes back to consistency. Always stay consistent. Don't do one thing and then another. If you do that, she will expect one thing and get another. That goes back to expectations. If she expects you to do something, then do it. Every once in a while, I guarantee you, do a little extra here and there. I know she will appreciate that. Appreciation. Always appreciate what she does for you. If you appreciate her, she will appreciate you. If she appreciates you, she will respect you. And now that brings us back to respect. Like I've said before, respect is everything. It is key to your happiness and her happiness. If you respect each other, then you are both happy. If you are both happy, everything is dandy. Like I said, show her you love her by doing a little things here and there. I know women appreciate that. Like, take out the trash without being asked, giving her breakfast in bed, kiss her on the cheek every now and again. Just show her that you love her. But remember what I said, don't do it too much or she will think you're lying every time you say, I love you. But don't do it too little or else she'll think that you don't love her at all. So you have to find the perfect medium. Not too little, not too much. If you're going to eat or going to a party or whatever, always start getting ready a little earlier to give her time to get pretty or dressed or whatever. Women always need a little extra time to get their hair or clothes just perfect. Always leave early so that if you get lost, you can still have time. If you don't do that, she can blame you for being late. Then that would start an argument, and remember, getting into an argument with a woman is foolish. That goes along with respect. If you respect each other, you won't get into arguments. No arguments mean happy you and happy her. Now let's go over what we learned. Respect is everything. Respect will make everything go dandy. If you don't respect each other, you get into arguments. Getting into arguments with women is the stupidest thing ever. The women will always win the arguments. Always. Always be polite. If you're polite and respectful, you will never get into arguments. Always be polite and respectful to their friends. Their friends are also key to your happiness. Never be rude to her friends. If you are, it's game over. Always appreciate what she does for you. She will appreciate you back. Always tell her you love her. Just tell her every now and then. Don't do it too much or she'll think you're lying every time you say it. Don't say it too little or she'll think that you don't love her at all. Always stand by her in her decisions. If you don't agree with one of her decisions she made, sit down and talk to her about it. Be polite and respectful when you're talking to her about a decision she has made. Don't raise your voice or she will take it as an attack. And then you'll be in a full-blown argument. Remember, getting into an argument with a woman is very, very foolish. If you follow these easy steps, you'll never get into an argument and always be happy, not negative happy.